Hey class, I'm gonna take you through the slides pretty basically. I'm just gonna take you through each one that I want you to write down. So you wrote down, hopefully, slide number 1, political party loyalty. This just means that if you're a Republican, you support Republicans. If you're a Democrat, you're going to support Democrats, which can, of course, be a good thing, but as we see, it can also lead to gridlock, which means nothing's going to get done because they never switch sides in voting. If we go to slide number 2, it's overseeing agencies. Essentially, what this means is that Congress is going to oversee the day-to-day activities of government agencies. So one is like Homeland Security. That's a huge one that Congress is going to oversee and make sure that everything's running smoothly. They're doing what they're supposed to be. So then you see on slide number 3 that up until recently, Congress has not been so hands-on with this. However, in recent years, because of budget cuts in the government, especially after Ronald Reagan was president, we've seen a lot of budget cuts. And so Congress has taken it more upon themselves recently to research ways that they can save this money and save spending on these agencies. Helping constituents, right? There are 3 basic ways that you can help your constituents. So if you remember what a constituent is from our previous class period, it is someone living in your congressional district, right? So we're in congressional district number 2 in Kansas, and so Lynn Jenkins, we are her constituents. So there are 3 ways you can do: individual requests, detecting patterns, and handling requests. So the first one, individual requests, these are the 3 things that I want you to write on your interactive notebook flap that I have printed out for you guys. So the first one, write down individual requests. Then I want you to write these 3 things underneath your flap, okay? So you can reach your representative through mediums. We'll talk about these later on. However, most attempts that you make to try to reach a representative are not going to be addressed. However, there are some that will be. So go ahead and write all these things down, and then you can move on to your next little box on your interactive notebook, which is where I want you to write detecting patterns. So Congress will oftentimes look for patterns in requests. So is there one topic that's being hit pretty heavily, or is it kind of all over the place? So there's one topic that's being hit really heavily, maybe water issues in your city or gun issues, right? That's going to be a big one right now. The more that these constituents raise these issues, the more likely that they are to be addressed. So if an issue goes unaddressed, your representative doesn't know that it's a problem, so they're probably not going to address it. So that's why it's really important that if you have a problem with something, you need to write to your representative. Go ahead and write these 3 bullet points on your interactive notebook under detecting patterns. The last one is handling requests, right? So they're normally handled by Congress. However, it's not like the representative themselves. So it's going to be a member of their staff that's going to handle this. And so rarely the congressperson will actually handle this directly. They'll kind of maybe delegate these these issues to people on their staff. Okay, so those are the notes that I wanted you to watch on here. You should have gotten through slides 1 through 7, and hopefully you got all these written down. The 3 things, just a reminder that I want you to write on your interactive notebooks, are your individual requests, detecting patterns, and handling requests. Those 3 things, okay?